So let's start with the short term. And Joy, I'd like to talk with you briefly about the beginning of your report, the page that says Introduction, Courage, and Confidence, which I found to be probably the best page in the report, because it wasn't about policy and procedure, it was about mindset. And that plays a major role in what's going on right now. So my question is, how much of the plan was to help kids cope with change, keep your constituents comfortable, and to provide instructional continuity?
So a lot of our plan was all about that. We needed to be really bolstered up that they got this, we can do this, we're all in this together. And a lot of our report is all about how we're going to support you, what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. And we had a lot of really good help from our principals. For the principal, I have two principals and then a head of school. The head of school is my boss, and then I have two principals that work with me. And the principal at the high school, basically when we found out we were going to have to go to level 3 to complete shutdown remote learning, we knew that on about a Monday. So Wednesday, what we did is we had all the students come to school. They went to every single class and met with every teacher. And those teachers outlined, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is where you're going to find your stuff, and we're going to muddle through this together. We have continued to try to really talk a lot about touch points that the teachers need to reach out and, virtually connect with those kids.
All right, so let's talk for a moment about the summer. School years are going to end sometime in June. For public schools, it could be as late as June 30th. And at that time, who is going to make an assessment of whether individual students are where they should be and what they should be doing during the summer if they're not where they should be?
I think we want to make sure that the teachers right now are working on essential understandings, that they really are almost using that backward design model or using the backward design model, I should say, in general, to where they're really understanding what they want the kids to come out with at the end and designing from that. We know it's not going to be everything, but we really want to focus on, of course, your core subjects. Let's face it, they've got to really focus on those core subjects and get those kids hopefully as much where they should be as possible. How do we assess that? We don't really assess that now other than grades. So I don't know that that's going to really change. But what it does mean for summer school is a couple of things. We can offer more enrichment. We also have the ability that I'm going to have a whole bunch of teachers who are trained up on online learning now. And we can possibly, if we are open in the summer, can do some hybrid models and maybe do some catch up or some enrichment, whatever. And you've got a whole bunch of teachers that are ready to go now because they've really done it. But whether it's been a baptism by fire or not, they have learned it. So I think that it's presented an incredible opportunity for us to be able to do that, and maybe even to be able to sustain that model moving forward with being able to offer some online enrichment or additional learning through the year.
Let's talk a little bit as we sort of wind this down about the longer term. And I want to start with another quote from your famous first page of your plan, Joy. There's a line in there that says, or an excerpt in there that says, potential significant, though temporary, adaptations in your teaching practices. I'm mostly interested in that phrase, though temporary, and what that really means, because the question I would pose to you is, isn't your guide to some degree a universal online instructional guide as much as it is an emergency response plan? But I'm also thinking about something that I had said to some people when we were discussing this last week, and that is that effective pedagogy is essentially domain proof.